I was more in tune. It's like I could see the signs that were leading me on the path that I was supposed to take so much more clear. Like they popped up in numbers, they popped up in words and symbols. The cards led me to information in books where I found things from my dreams to represent this, to let me know what path I'm supposed to be going on. Like there was such a different level of enlightenment where it was like everything I ever questioned spiritually, everything I ever doubted was clear for me in that moment. And I understood the work that I was supposed to be doing with myself. Because that's where it all starts, with yourself. They say they don't make bunk bed caskets. So the true work, fuck that hurt. It's gonna hurt along the way. You're gonna get some bumps and some bruises, because that's a part of life. I mean, if you're not experiencing downfalls or falling, how do you learn to get back up? How do you learn you're stronger than that? You have to experience some pain in life, because if you don't, how will you find your way out of the darkness? Like, there are a lot of people who are looked at as dark individuals, dark beings, who have so much light, and you will never know, because you're sitting there judging this person by a prejudice, stereotyping them with this belief that you have in your head on what the perception of the image this person gives off. So you miss a whole opportunity on somebody great. You never know. This could have been your muse. Could have been your best friend. Could have been your lover. Could have been your mentor. Could have just been somebody you were supposed to help in life. But you missed your opportunity because you sat there narrow-mindedly and allowed your prejudice and whatever stereotypes that you were taught along the way. Because I honestly, truly don't believe that anyone is just naturally born a sick fuck. Let me rephrase that. I don't believe anyone I don't believe everyone is just born with this innate anger. No, I can't even say that. Scratch that, y'all. Just scratch it. Scratch that whole thought. Because I'm gonna tell you why I want to scratch that thought. If every soul at some point is recycled, how can anyone be born now where their soul doesn't have some type of stain from the previous life? Because regardless if you're meant to remember your memories, experiences from a past life, talents from a past life, one thing you can't get rid of is the pain. I'm starting to think that's where child depression comes from. Because that's a reincarnated soul that had too much pain in the last life. And that child already feels it in this life because that soul is still holding it. So, maybe I need to do some more enlightenment, but I can't seem to say the statement I was trying to say. And sometimes you just gotta work shit out with yourself. Like, you may not agree with what's being said at the moment. There's no need to blow up. There's no need to create something out of nothing. Sit back, have a conversation with yourself, try to see where they're coming from. No, don't try. Actually sit back and put forth a great deal of effort to understand that person's point of view. Understand and actually look at your point of view. Like, remove your emotions from situations. Sometimes we attach old emotions to current situations and we can't see clearly. Trust me, I know. I've done it for so long. I'm still working through it. Like, I'm not sitting here talking to you like I'm not still working through my own shit, like I'm not still healing, like I'm not still on my own journey. I was just told along the way, talk about it. And do it while with some cards. Have random story times like this. But anyway, so when you remove your emotions and look at things logically, and I do mean logically, not from a sense of what do you think works for the streets, what, you know what I'm saying, qualifies to make you this, that, a bad bitch, successful. No. Look at things logically, like from a logical standpoint. If you don't understand what logic is, that may be your problem right there on why certain interactions with people are just so frustrating for you. I would sit back, actually look up the definition of logic. And when I say look up the definition, don't just read the meaning. Look at the word, look at the spelling, look at the pronunciation, look at what it is, pronoun, adjective, noun, verb, and then look at the definition, all formats. And sit back and ponder on that. And after you grasp what logic is, sit back and ponder on situations where people were telling you you weren't using common sense and you didn't think at it logically, and compare the two. They weren't saying it because they don't care about you or they're being an asshole. Maybe in a sense, some of them were. But just because they were doesn't mean it wasn't true. And just because they were doesn't mean you have to allow the words to hurt you. But anyway, so when you remove emotions and look at things logically, and you break down how something makes sense to this person, how something makes sense to you, and you look at how the situations vary in similarities and dissimilarities. I think that's a real word. I'm not sure. If it's not, the differences. And how it's similar and how it isn't. And then you weigh the balance of the two. If it leans towards more of a difference, then you need to evaluate that situation and see how the next time, if something like that occurs, how you can apply more logic to that situation and possibly have a better outcome for yourself. If it leans more to the logical, you sit back and identify what the other side was saying and ask yourself, was this person's emotions involved or evolved? Involved or evolved when they made the statement. If their emotions weren't involved, take it lightly. Because people say things they don't mean out of anger. It does not take any less of effect that the words were said. But people do say things they don't mean out of anger. If it was said from a place of evolve, now that you have your logic and you're understanding how to use it, go back. If it truly does bother you, if it's something you can let go, let it go, and just take that you now understand that you don't understand why they said that. And leave it at that. It's okay to understand that you don't understand and that you won't get the answers you're looking for. Move on. Let that shit go. Because when you hold on to it, once again, it's like the fucking pizza. It's like I said earlier. Let the shit go. Because it's going to hurt you more holding on to it. It's going to affect you negatively. You're going to start losing sleep. You know what I'm saying? It affects your livers, your kidneys, because you're going to start stressing out over it. Your body going to hurt. You're going to make yourself older than you need to be. Stress kills. I've seen it. In a very devastating way. But I've seen what stress can do. Let that shit go. Do like the little Frozen bitch. Let it go. Let that shit the fuck go. I'm telling you. I think that was the purpose of this video. Because somebody needs to hear. They just needed to let it the fuck go. Whatever it is that you holding on to that's hurting you. If you're having trouble letting it go, start looking in at why you won't let it go. It's scary to step into the unknown. And when I mean let it go, it could be anything: a job, a relationship, friendships, family, situationships, you know what I'm saying? Like, environments, food you're eating, music you're listening to, content you're watching, anything you intake. That's what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you touch. The 5 senses. That is how you intake. 6 if you want to go to the spirit realm, because some people feel them. But you wouldn't take all that. So you got to be careful and selective about what you allow into your vessel. Because that shit will throw you off balance. I promise you. I have not felt stronger with who I am right now than I have for a very long time. A very, very long time. Because I have accepted who I am. My good, my bad, my ugly, my pretty, my raw, my real, all shades of Nikki. Like, I sat down and looked at myself in the mirror. I mean, really looked at myself. And saw myself for who I was. And realized, you know what? I really don't like this person. She is vindictive. She is scorned. She is bitter. She is angry at the world for everything that is wrong in her life and ain't looked at herself not a once. Yes, I am talking in third person. It happens. But, you know, you got to do that. I don't know who the fuck said it. I think it might have been Cat Williams, but he said you got to get in tune with your star player. Because if you're not in tune, motherfuckers gonna run you amok. And you gonna fall for anything and everything in life. You ever walk out of somewhere after shopping and shit, right? And you know what I'm saying, be like, doom, 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 doom. And then once you get in the car and you drive, you like, hold up. This motherfucker, and you stop and you pull over or whatever, and you start going through and you looking and you adding it up like, this motherfucker cheated me. And because you done went so goddamn far, now when you go back, now you gotta go through so much extra shit to prove that what you're saying is factual and what they're saying is a lie. Because you went in tune with your star motherfucking player to be on your motherfucking shit to protect yourself. Because they gonna try you in all forms. It's people out here in this world that have a talent for sniffing out the weak. And I don't mean physically. For the weak will, for the weak minded. For those who just want love. They looking for a little easy victim. Don't be the easy victim. Because if you love yourself, you don't need love from nobody else. It doesn't become a need. It's a want. It's a, this is nice. You know what? This is well deserving. This is, what's the word? I can't think of the word, but I came up with the analogy. Okay. So, you go into your closet and you look, you grab your shirt, your pants, your shoes, your undergarments, your coat, right? You are completely dressed. That right there, you actually, in all actuality, if you're going to go out the house, you don't need anything else other than those things. Unless, you know what I'm saying, maybe it's cold and it's snow, you need like hat and gloves. But that's besides the point. But on the day-to-day, you really only need those things, right? So, you getting fancy today. And you grab some accessories. For my guys, phone, a watch, a chain, some earrings, maybe bracelet. Even snazzy, and you got piercing, extra piercings, you change the ring out or something. For my ladies, you know what I'm saying, you done got you a little snappy purse, got, you know what I'm saying, a little extra, got your makeup done, you know what I'm saying, you put extra effort. That extra effort, that's the love of someone else. That's the love from the outside. That's what that's supposed to be. That's not what's supposed to be the foundation. That's supposed to help fill a cup that's already overflowing. It shouldn't be filling a cup to fill it. It shouldn't be there filling an empty cup. Because the only way that cup is empty is if you're not loving yourself. In the legend of a dragon, they say the dragon will live as long as his flame is still burning within its core. The dragon's fire, unless killed, will always burn as long as they love and feed that fire. But you know what that fire is? Them fucking cells. Love yourself. Feed yourself. I want the best for you. I want you to heal. I want you to understand. Shit happens. And sometimes you really have to look at it like that. Like, shit happens. It's beyond your control. It's beyond anyone's control. Nobody expected this to happen. It was going to happen. Because it was not within the power of any mortal being. Again, hear what I'm saying. It was not within the power of any mortal being. If they bleed like you bleed, it wasn't in their power. It was some divine guidance, some divine timing. They played a hand in it because you wouldn't. I hope y'all enjoyed story time. I enjoyed it. I hope some of the messages resonated with you all. Because I know a couple resonated with me. But, y'all be safe. I love y'all.